Hi, this is Lee at IELTS, and in this video we'll be looking at overviews for writing task 1. What is the purpose of an overview? Well, an overview works like a summary. In writing task 2 we have a conclusion, but in writing task 1 we have an overview. They discuss the main points that you will write about in the remainder of the task. If you have no overview, expect to receive no more than 5 for task response. This is clearly discussed in the public marking rubric that to get a 6 and over, you must have an overview. To begin your overview, just start with the word overall. Don't worry about in summary or in general. It's quicker and easier just to use the word overall. And this can make it clearer for the examiner to find. And if the examiner can find your overview quickly, the more likely they can get on to reading the rest of your report and give you the mark that you deserve. Where do they go in the report? An overview can be in one of 3 positions. It can be part of the introduction. So if the introduction and the overview are quite short, just put them together in the first paragraph. However, the second paragraph is considered to be the best place to put your overview. But it can also come at the very end. It can work as a summary, as a conclusion. However, the final choice is up to you where you have your overview. The most important thing is that you have one. In this video, we'll use a line graph to help us write our overview. But in future videos, we'll learn how to write overviews for the different types of graphs and diagrams. In our line graph, it shows the number of bicycle riders in 4 different countries in Europe between 1990 and 2010. What to look for when we're analyzing a line chart to write an overview? First, we look for the trends that increased over the period shown. Next, we look for the trends that decreased. These are our 2 main points that we will discuss. However, we really should have a third point. That third point could be what the highest at the start and the end of the period was. Or we could have a look at the overall trend of all data, whether it was increasing or decreasing. So if we have a look at 1990 and we add up all the numbers, and if we have a look at 2010, we add all those numbers up, and if the total number of bicycle riders in 1990 are more than the bicycle rider total in 2010, we can say that there was a decrease in the number of bike riders over the period shown. Or we can always discuss what the most significant difference or change is. Let's move on to analyzing the graph. So when we're analyzing a graph to find our main trends for our overview, all we look at is the first year and the last year of the period shown. So if we have a look at Belgium in 1990 to 2010, we can see that there is a straight line. This is the trend that we're looking for. The same can be said for Italy. We can see that there is an increase, however, it's a slight increase. And both Germany and France both experienced decreases over this period. If we take away the actual graph and have a look at the increases and decreases, the red line just represents no change, so it makes it clearer to see that there is a slight change in the amount of bicycle riders in Italy. Let's look at some examples. So in example 1, we have overall, while France had the largest number of riders at the start of the period, by the end it had been overtaken by riders in Belgium. Although both Belgium and Italy saw increases, bike rider numbers in France and Germany decreased substantially. In the first sentence, all we are doing is comparing what was the highest at both ends of the period shown. Example number 2. Overall, the total number of cyclists decreased. While both Belgium and Italy did see increases, the number of bike riders in France and Germany decreased substantially. All we're doing here is we're saying that the total number of bike riders in 1990 was more than the total number of bike riders in 2010. Therefore, the total number of cyclists decreased over the period. And in our final example, overall, the fall in the number of German cyclists accounted for the most significant change over the period shown. While both Belgium and Italy saw increases, the number of bike riders in France and Germany decreased substantially. And now, the final word. You need an overview to be able to get a task achievement score over 5, so make sure you have one. Like I said at the start of the video, it doesn't matter whether it's in the introduction, the second paragraph, or the last paragraph, make sure you have one. Without one, you're going to cost yourself a lot of marks. Look for the trends that increase and decrease first. These are the two main points that you will always look for when you have a line graph. You should try to have a third point to discuss, but because it's a little bit harder to see, you need to be flexible. Don't just choose one just because you think it's easy. You've got to describe what you see on the chart. These should also be the main points of your report. So when you write your body paragraphs, these are the points you're going to discuss. What increased, what decreased, and any significant changes. You should also do some comparisons as well. To write your overviews quickly and effectively, you must practice. As they say, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more quickly and effectively you will be able to write your overviews. Good luck. This has been Lee at IELTS. I hope this video has been useful for you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you later.